Multi-continental, raw durability, the deadliest Akatsuki member. These are the many phrases people use to describe Kakuzu, a character many people think is stronger than Pain and scales to KCM Naruto. Even though these are interesting opinions, they really come from people who exaggerate statements and make his feats appear more impressive than they actually are. So in this video, I'll be going over just how strong Kakuzu is. Now, Kakuzu's lore tells us that he was an elite ninja from the Hidden Waterfall village, who got punished due to failing to assassinate Hashirama. This led to him going rogue and killing all the elders in his village, which leads me to the whole deadliest Akatsuki member statement. People like to use this to place Kakuzu as one of the more powerful members, as the word deadliest can refer to being lethal or dangerous, but the issue with interpreting it this way is that throughout his life, Kakuzu's humanity has deteriorated, basically becoming this psychopath who only cares about money. So him being the deadliest actually speaks to his ruthlessness and lack of humanity. This can even further be proven as he has killed former partners of his in the past. Apparently Kakuzu will get the urge to kill if he's ever provoked by anyone, which explains why Hidan is the only partner he can ever work with due to him being immortal. So when we're introduced to Kakuzu, we see him alongside Hidan, who are about to fight against Yuito. All that we see is Kakuzu reacting to the Two Tails paw attack, which he does catch but it surely overpowers him. Now this fight against the Two Tails is used to scale him to the likes of KCM Naruto in terms of speed, as we see this same Naruto get overwhelmed by Obito's Edo Jinchuriki. However, just because he was able to react to the slowest form of Yuito doesn't mean he could do the same if she was in her base or her version 2 state, which would be faster. Now as an Edo, her moves were being controlled by Obito, which explains B's claim that her movements were different than before. The Edos were also being enhanced by the Sharingan and Rinnegan. The combination of these two dojutsus allowed the Edos to track Naruto and B's movements closely, and with their shared vision they can time their attacks to their best advantage, which is the only reason why Yuito was able to keep up with them at times. Also remember that Naruto and B did react to Yuito and Han. Plus, they only sustained damage when they were either caught off guard or allowed themselves to get hit. So even if you want to compare this Yuito to the one that fought Kakuzu, it doesn't really do anything to help with his scaling, especially since it's clear that she doesn't scale to KCM Naruto herself. So this should end the whole idea of Kakuzu scaling to KCM Naruto. But don't get me wrong, Kakuzu is a formidable foe, as in most of his fights, his opponents needed to team up and use certain tactics in order to defeat him. His most hacked feature is that he possesses 5 hearts, which allowed him to extend his lifespan for many years and overcome aging similar to the Sannin. He can also summon out masked creatures that has mastery over one of the 5 elements, giving Kakuzu the ability to manipulate all 5 nature transformations at once, which isn't all that impressive later on in Naruto, but at this point in the series it was very rare. We even see him combine 2 nature transformations to enhance his overall attack power, that was even able to overwhelm Kakashi's water wall technique. Some people even hype his AP to insane levels as well, which leads me into him allegedly being multi-continental. Now Kakuzu's best AP feats are shown during his fight against Kakashi and Team 10. All he really does is destroy parts of a forest, nothing really impressive, especially when compared to Naruto's Rasen Shuriken, which had better AP showings than any one of Kakuzu's jutsus. And later we see that Naruto and Yamato were able to stalemate his jutsu, and they aren't multi-continental. It also should be noted that people think he's physically stronger than the Two Tails, yet we see both Kakashi and Choji take direct attacks from Kakuzu and survived. So if this claim of him being stronger than the Two Tails was true, that would mean a perfect Two Tails wouldn't be able to one-shot base Choji. So the claim of him having this level of AP is just disingenuous. He also has a jutsu called Diamond Morph. It allows Kakuzu to harden his skin, thus increasing his defense capabilities and attack potency. The dialogue tend to hype up this technique as being nearly impenetrable, but due to it being an earth style jutsu, it's vulnerable to lightning style and the hardened body part is unable to move. This leads me to its quote-unquote raw durability. Many people like to reference how Kakuzu tanked the fire blast from the Two Tails. This would be a very impressive feat if it actually happened. You see, Kakuzu never tanked a blast as he was trapped under the Two Tails' paw, so he never took any damage from it. Even with Diamond Morph, his best feats of durability with it are tanking paper bombs and a human boulder attack from Choji. Also, it does not provide ultimate protection. As we see, he was terrified of Naruto's Rasen Shuriken. Keep in mind that this is a wind style jutsu, which should be weak to his earth style Diamond Morph, but Kakuzu does admit that if he got hit with it, then he was finished. Now when it comes to scaling him, it's pretty straightforward. Due to being a part of the Akatsuki, he is capable of taking on the Jinchuriki. But unfortunately, we don't see his fight against the Two Tails due to it being off screen. All we can say is that Hidan was able to link their bodies together and ends up defeating her. But it's safe to say that Kakuzu had a hand in this as well, as Hidan is well known for being reckless when it comes to fighting. And Kakuzu is also much more powerful than him in comparison. It's just that we can't say things like he was physically much more powerful than the Two Tails or that he actually taked anything, as it's based on speculation. However, he can be scaled above most Dream level ninja like Asuma for example, as we see Kakuzu take him down quite quite easily. And you could go as far as placing him on the same level as Kakashi, who is one of the stronger jonin in the Leaf Village, but it's debatable. As during their fight, they did seem to be on par with one another, both were exchanging attacks and countering each other effectively, but Kakuzu does get the upper hand and nearly kills Kakashi, although this only happens because he was caught off guard by Kakuzu due to being distracted by his masked creatures. So again, it's debatable, as Kakashi didn't think he needed to use his MS against him, but he does admit later that if Naruto hadn't shown up when he did, he would have used it, and this is assuming he meant Kakuzu's transformation being the reason. Now this is the part of the video where many people will get upset with me. So when Naruto fights against Kakuzu, he thinks that it's necessary for him to defeat him alone, like he needs to prove that he's getting closer to Sasuke's level. This kinda makes sense, as in the data book, Heavy Sasuke's power is described to exceed that of the Akatsuki's, and we later see Sasuke fight against Deidara, which ended in a stalemate. So in a way, by doing this, Naruto would be establishing himself on that level, or somewhat getting to that level, basically meaning that Kakuzu is being looked at as a stepping stone by Naruto, which kind of destroys this idea of Kakuzu being this overpowered pain destroyer, and this would mean that he barely even scales to Heavy Sasuke. Now although I don't think this implication alone places Kakuzu below Heavy Sasuke, the whole chapter's narrative really supports this idea. As right after Naruto defeats Kakuzu, Kakashi himself admits that Naruto surpassed him, which also means that Sasuke at this point in the series is stronger than him. And since we could kind of place Kakashi on the same level as Kakuzu, this should also make the scaling more valid. Even if you don't think that Naruto reached Sasuke's level yet, that just makes it work for Kakuzu in terms of scaling. And you could use Kakashi's statement to further prove this, as this was being directed towards Kakuzu specifically for the most part. Overall, the hype behind Kakuzu is really exaggerated by many people. Even as an Edo, he doesn't do much, as all we see him do is just take down some fodder shinobi, and that's about it. So to be honest, Kakuzu isn't as powerful as some people make him out to be. So anyways, that's about it. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.